Good morning. I don't know if you're in the crypto space, but if you are, this is a great morning. I seem to recall someone in my comment section, I think Paul, was that your name? I think it might have been Paul, who said that he bought some Cardano ADA in one past reading. Well, today Paul and I are sitting in very, very beautiful profit as of the time I checked it earlier this morning, which was probably about maybe an hour ago. It was sitting at $2.50. I think it had gone sub-dollar before. And if you got a couple thousand of them laying around in a wallet, that's profit. Anyway, welcome. We've got a big reading and I don't have a lot of time. I'm going to get this into the pipe and uploaded one way or the other. No more late ones. I promised you that, and a little curveball was thrown my way. I'm supposed to be in an hour earlier today than I was yesterday. So I'm going to go ahead and get right into it, okay? Not a whole lot of chatter today. So for our guide today, we are looking at the halls of Sestrumnir and Valhall. So, seems that today our sacrifices that we are making for ourselves, the ones that have been paying off for ourselves, now have to be paid a little forward to the world around us. Makes sense, because when we're in a position doing well, we should be able to help out others, but we have to be positioned well first. You have to take care of yourself first. You can't help another swimmer if you're also drowning. Hope that makes sense. And our spirit animal today is the crow. And it says that we are to co-create with spirit today. So, we're still in that creative energy. We're making some creative moves, and it's helping out the world around us as a whole. We've been noticing that lately, a little less emotion. Sorry, a little less water, a little less air, a little more fire coming into the picture. And I think today is a great day for creative fire. And I say, let it burn, baby, let it burn. So for the mental, actually, no, let's look at our physical first. So for our physical aspect, we have a 5 of Cups, a 2 of Cups, and then we have a Hermit. At 5 of Cups, I can tell you this much, we are looking at some loss and regret. That's been kind of in our reflective periphery lately. If you notice, it's on kind of the outside. It's not in that present tense there. Let me tell you something about regret. And you can see from it, she is not exactly the happiest person in the world. There's a lot of guilt and anguish in this card. If you've been feeling a little guilty about something, well, let me tell you something. Time to put it aside, because this emotional partnership here, this looks like our soulmate card, that 2 of Cups. This is where you're kind of sitting in terms of your body. So maybe you've done some things that are self-destructive, but now you're creating that new you. And it would be good to kind of get away from it all. This weekend is a very good time for that. So if you don't have to work, getting away from it all for a little bit, kind of intellectually decompressing, or just, quiet meditation, that actually does a physical body very, very well. So for our mental aspect, we're looking at A Three of Cups, it's party time, baby. A Nine of Cups, and an Emperor. No, Three of Cups, that is definitely us in a festive mood. Sorry folks, my sinuses and that postnasal drip have been kicking my butt lately. Alright, there we go. Kind of looping up the engine a little bit. Well, we are definitely looking at party time. It's time to party. And you know what? We do need to celebrate some things in our lives. Some definite gains. Like I said with the crypto thing, nothing wrong with being right there in your home and dancing about it. I mean, if you made that decision, it was a smart decision. Now it's paying off. And if you made those financial sacrifices, you know, maybe you didn't buy that one thing that you really wanted, just so you could afford a little bit of crypto there, and now it's paying off. If you've spent a lot of time doing it, guess what? This is abundance and happiness. So mentally, maybe you regret being a little self-destructive, but mentally, you're in a pretty good place. So that leads us to this Emperor card, which means now you need to really develop your strategy. Develop it a little carefully. So while you're reflecting, that's a good time. I mean, notice how they're kind of lining up here. So this Hermit is a good reflective card. This is really, I think they should have been flipped and reversed, but that being aside, so far this is a good time to meditate, forget your worries, forget all that anxiety, forget all that anguish and doubt. All this negativity here is being way overshadowed by the positivity coming out in the ensuing cards. So what does our spirit need? That's a good question. We do have the moon there. That was a pretty scary time in our spiritual journey. We have the Ace of Wands. This is a new creative opportunity this weekend. It's very important that you take advantage of that. And then we have this Page of Coins, which the pages are sort of like a childlike innocence about things, but it's carefully measured. So I'm looking at that as the realm of finances. If you're paying attention to crypto or gold or silver or precious metals, this is the one where the Court card actually came up, you know, first rather than last. Would have been amazed if it had come up, you know, first, but it happens. Okay, so the thing is, right now with your spiritual life, the things aren't so clear, so you really need to trust your instincts here. But you do have a new opportunity coming up. Now this is potential for something explosive. Okay, and then that Page of Coins, I know I've said this before, but it bears repeating that this is also new opportunity, and that's where it focuses. But there is risk. While there's enthusiasm, there's definite risk. And this is also, even though this is more earth sign, this is also a creative adventure. So what we're looking at right now is maybe you regret. Actually, you know what I'm looking at right here? There's a lot in here. There's a lot of emotion, but there's also a lot of creative fire. There's a lot of strategy. That whole thing just lined up, people. So your partnership so far, your reflection, it's going to lead to some celebration, a lot of abundance. I definitely see some strategy, but don't forget, trust your instincts. Your instincts will never, ever, that little feeling in the back of your mind that says, hey, wait a minute, I know you were going for this, but take a chance on this. You know, take a measured risk and get a little creative with how you do it. So, going to the Starseed Tarot for the Cosmos's interpretation of things. So for the body, we have your life as a canvas. I mean, this is a beautiful card. This is artist manifestation, creative accountability. Now, and this is pointing right at that Five of Cups. There was some loss, and yes, you're holding yourself accountable, but are you being a little overcritical here? That's the question. Oddly enough, for the mental, we have the void. Now this is where we embrace sort of that cosmic womb, that winter. You need to stop for just a minute. Stop overanalyzing things, and really stop with the self-criticism that you're not good enough, because you're here. You're here in this moment. You are good enough. Are there means of improvement? There are always means of improvement, but it does not mean you're not good as you are. You are only not good enough if you've decided to stop learning. And we have breath of the cosmos. This is my will to thy will. So stop trying to micromanage everything. This is in your spiritual position here. With your mental, you really need to stop overanalyzing things. Give into kind of not thinking about things so much. Get ready for just not having anything there for a minute. Okay? Sometimes it's good to just tell your mind to shut the fuck up. As long as your risks are calculated, anything can happen. And this is also looking like a new business venture. If you're thinking about starting a business, or you've got some ideas, well, trust me, they're going to work out. Alright, so for your runes we have Dagas, which, there we go, there's a protective rune right there starting out at your physical. We have Isa, this is ice, this is what you're meant to break. This is your barrier. And we have Barcano, which is your healing. To sum up your runes here, remember that you have to approach things with practicing gratitude daily, always kind of giving back whatever you've received. These are also your gifts from the gods, the universe, the cosmos, God, whatever that looks like to you. These are divinely inspired gifts. You have to be willing to give something back, some part of it, because it's important to practice gratitude. When you practice gratitude daily, the rewards just start coming in even more rapidly. You wouldn't believe it. If you want to be rich, it's important to also give back, to get people to support you in some way, whether that's moral support, mental support, your mental health and things like that. It's important to have that support system. And guess what? We talked about barriers yesterday. Yesterday we were smashing barriers. Here's another one today. Today is no different from the rest of the day. You are going to have barriers. Now, yesterday you smashed them. Today you brute forced them. Yesterday. Today you outthink them. That's the key thing. These aren't barriers that are going to be smashed by pure force. These are barriers that are going to be outsmarted, if that makes sense. What those lead to is your healing. Now, in some way, that this cold regret over here, if you take this advice, you will heal from it. You will be okay. Okay, let's sum up, okay? So we are being told that our sacrifices for ourselves now have to be kind of paid forward. We are told to create, to kind of give back a little something. help those around us. And if you're not able to help out with money, help out in some other way. Do whatever you can. Your regrets, those things that hurt you the most right now, are going to be healed. You have a partnership. Be sure to reflect, and while celebrating your abundance, be sure to strategize. Trust your instincts. Get that creative fire about you. Move forward with calculated risks. Remember, never risk any more than you can afford to lose. Make sure that while you have that creative accountability, stop overthinking things. Trust the universe here. The universe is telling you trust your instincts. Your instincts are telling you trust the universe. Definitely do that. Always be willing to give back what you get. Remember to outsmart your barriers today, and from that you will obtain healing finally. I really wish I had a lot more time to spend with you guys. I know this is a big read. Normally I do spend a lot more time with you. Unfortunately, I just don't have it. I've got 2 more readings to do today after work, so when I get back I'll be launching right into those. Those are private readings. If you would like one of your own, please go into the description down below. Everything you need to know about how to get your own personal reading is right there, and it can cost as little as $10. But you're not paying me. I don't want your money. In any case, I thank you so much for joining me. I love you guys. Remember to get on your path to your healing. Let that light shine brightly. Because remember, it's only the sun that can melt the ice. And the sun melts the ice by shining. And as always, my friends, shine on.